The beloved animated series King of the Hill is making its return, much to the delight of longtime fans. The revival of the show is set to bring back the charming, blue-collar world of Arlen, Texas, where characters like Hank Hill, Peggy, Bobby, and their quirky neighbors once entertained viewers for over a decade. In an interview, creator Mike Judge and some of the show's cast members shared their thoughts on the decision to revive King of the Hill after more than 20 years since its debut. For Judge, the revival is an opportunity to revisit the world of Arlen and explore themes that resonate just as much today as they did during the show's original run. Judge explained that one of the driving forces behind the revival was the desire to bring that kind of old-school person into the world, referring to the humble, hardworking characters that made the show's suburban Texan settings so relatable. In a time where fast-paced, high-tech lifestyles dominate media and entertainment, King of the Hill's down-to-earth characters represent a stark contrast, offering an insight into a simpler, yet no less important, way of life. According to Judge, much of the charm of King of the Hill lies in its ability to portray ordinary people and their everyday struggles without resorting to parody or exaggeration. Characters like Hank Hill, a propane salesman who takes immense pride in his job, and his wife Peggy, a well-meaning but often misguided substitute teacher, are designed to reflect the core values of middle-class America. The show avoided turning these characters into caricatures, opting instead for humor that stemmed from real human experiences. The revival, Judge explained, will continue this approach, with characters evolving naturally while still staying true to their original traits. Fans can expect to see the characters as they navigate the modern world, which has changed in ways that mirror both cultural shifts and the technological advances that have impacted everyday life. However, Judge noted that the show will stay grounded, keeping the focus on the relationships and situations that the characters face, rather than simply reacting to trends. The cast members, including voices like Kathy Najimy, Peggy Hill, Pamela Adlon, Bobby Hill, and others, are equally excited about returning to the roles that helped define their careers. Najimy, who voices Peggy, expressed her joy at revisiting the character, emphasizing the uniqueness of the role in portraying a woman who is fiercely independent but also deeply flawed. She noted that Peggy's desire to be more than she is, while often leading her into comically misguided endeavors, makes her one of the most relatable characters for viewers. Adlon, who voices Bobby Hill, echoed Najimy's sentiments, saying that the opportunity to portray Bobby as a grown-up version of the character will be an interesting exploration. She added that Bobby's journey, which previously focused on his awkward transition from childhood to adolescence, will now focus on his adult life, adding a new layer of humor and insight into his character. For Adlon, revisiting Bobby's coming-of-age story was a chance to showcase his growth while still maintaining the lovable oddball persona that made him a fan favorite. Despite the series having its roots in the late 90s and early 2000s, Judge and the cast members emphasized that the revival will focus on timeless themes. Judge pointed out that many of the issues faced by the characters, such as family dynamics, work-life balance, and navigating societal change, are still relevant today. He expressed a desire to bring those themes into a contemporary context, making the series feel just as fresh and relatable as it did during its original run. The revival of King of the Hill is poised to bring back its signature mix of warmth, humor, and subtle social commentary. With Mike Judge at the helm and the original cast returning to voice their iconic characters, the show's revival is expected to resonate with both old fans and a new generation of viewers. The ongoing popularity of the series, as well as the current cultural moment, has made the time ripe for this return to Arlen, Texas. As the revival gears up for its debut, fans can look forward to an exploration of the classic characters they know and love, as well as new storylines that reflect the changes in the world around them. In the end, Judge believes that King of the Hill remains a show that speaks to universal themes, and the revival aims to continue that legacy, offering something for everyone to enjoy.